What happened in quali?
I'm just useless.
Sorry, say again?
I'm just useless.
So tell me this. How the hell does a 7-time world champion, a guy who's won 105 races, owned the podium 200 plus times, carried Mercedes on his back for a decade, suddenly look dead in the water at Ferrari? And worse, why the hell is Lewis Hamilton, the face of Formula One, calling himself useless on live TV?
I'm just useless.
Sorry, say again?
I'm just useless.
You really think that's the truth, or is there something way darker going on behind closed doors? See, this ain't just about one bad qualifying lap in Hungary. Nah, this is about a driver who's been fighting battles since he was a kid. First black driver in F1 history, broke into a sport where people literally painted their faces black in Spain just to mock him. He grew up racing on secondhand tires, busted engines, and still smoked kids with more money, more privilege, more backing. At 21, he became world champion, but even then, still laughed at, still doubted. And now after all that, you want me to believe Lewis Hamilton's just done? That he just lost his touch? Nah, let's rewind Hungary, August 2025. Friday practice, Lewis tells Ferrari, yo, this car's unstable under braking, the rear's loose, I need more balance. And if you know Hamilton, you know half his magic comes from braking late, harder than anyone else, that's his edge. Team makes changes, FP3 comes around, Lewis gets out the car smiling, says, perfect, that's it, this is the setup. So why, hours later in qualifying, does the exact same car suddenly feel like trash? Why does Charles Leclerc, his teammate, end up on pole while Hamilton's crawling in at P12? Same car, same track, same driver, but opposite results. Coincidence or sabotage? Because here's the kicker. The setup changes Lewis asked for, reversed, quietly behind his back, but Leclerc's car, untouched. Perfect, just the way he wanted it. And when Lewis asked for one small tweak, brake balance adjustment, they hit him with the rulebook. Protocol doesn't allow it. Yet hours later, Charles asked for a bigger change, something that does affect performance, and boom, approved instantly. Same team, same rules, different answers. You start to see the picture. And don't forget, this ain't the first time Lewis got screwed. Remember Brazil 2021? They tried to bury him, starting from the back of the damn grid, and he overtook the entire field like a man possessed. That's Lewis Hamilton. He doesn't fold, he doesn't quit. He comes back swinging, but now, at Ferrari, he's not just racing Verstappen, Norris, Russell, he's racing his own team. Imagine being one of the greatest drivers ever and realizing the car under you is being set up to fail. Imagine walking into the team briefing before the race. Dead silent room. Engineers locked in, and Lewis just cuts through with one cold line. Do you want 2 drivers or just 1? You could hear a pin drop. Everyone knew what he meant. They didn't answer because the truth was obvious. So yeah, on race day, Lewis starts P12. Car's twitchy as hell. Every braking zone feels like FP1. He wrestles that thing, pushes it to the edge, but still, P12 finish. On paper, looks like failure, but if you're really watching, it was survival. A man carrying a sinking ship just to keep it afloat. Now tell me, does that sound like a washed up legend? Or does it sound like a driver being silenced, played, and maybe even set up from within? Because here's the truth, man. Legends don't die when the headlines say so. They don't fade just because a new kid wins a few poles. Lewis Hamilton's bigger than one bad weekend. He's bigger than Ferrari's politics. He's bigger than F1's bias. He was a legend. He still is. And he always will be. Face it. Seasons can go bad. Cars can fail. But legends don't break. And if you're vibing with this story, if you're the type who wants the truth, the raw, unfiltered car world stories that media hides, then you already know where you belong. You're family now. Stick around because next time, we're going even deeper. This is the Car Code, and trust me, this is just the beginning.